Looks like the stream is going. Hi everyone, I am TigerHawk3, and today we're going to continue our work on the Python Tetris program. So, what have we got? All this stuff. What do we... Oh, we should probably fill in some of these, huh? We should do some things. Okay. We have a canvas in the parent. We have a tick rate. We're going to start our tick. Here are some shapes. Okay. And what will we do on each tick? We have to see if there's a piece on the board. On the canvas, I mean. How about if a piece is present? Let's have a flag. What should we call that flag? Something that tells us we need to create a piece. Variable names are two of the hardest problems in programming. The other two problems are cache invalidation and off by one errors. Self dot present piece present. It's not the player. ActivePiece. How about piece is active? Okay. Starts false. Okay. If self dot, I did say self, right? Yeah, okay. Piece is active. Do something. Spawn. Self dot spawn. Okay. And then so it's going to tick. If there's no active piece, it will spawn one. And once it has a piece of some kind, we're going to need to refer to our piece somehow. And our piece will be what? A collection of child objects on the canvas? I don't actually know yet how we're gonna keep track of all of that. We should check if there's room to move the piece. If, I don't know what that condition is going to be. I don't know yet. How about spawn is going to be something. Let's see. Any ideas in chat? No? Spawn. It's going to be drawing a bunch of squares on the canvas. So first it will need to pick one. So SZRLOINT S-C-R-L-O-I-N-T, and it's L and T, L, I, and T that are uppercase. Piece equals random.choice, pick one of these. Self.shapes. This, very good. So now we have selected from our shapes based on a random choice here. That's good for now. We will have to Random Strangers says in chat, whoa, 2 vids in a day. It's the previous one was last night technically, but less than 12 hours ago or so. So yeah. I have my daily videos within midnight to midnight local time for me, which is now Pacific Standard Time. So we've picked a piece, and that's one of these shapes, one of these over here, and I'm selecting a box like this instead of the entire thing by holding Alt, and that gives you column mode selection. We have a piece. Now we want to draw it on the board. And I think our lose method is going to be just if there's not enough room. So that would be the length of this object, because this is 1, 2, 3 rows, and 3, etc. And this is 4. It's going to spawn. Create a piece on the board. So when it spawns a piece, that might make us lose. So we'll have lose. Okay. And if necessary, we can call self.lose from here. Okay. Let's see. Piece is that. If len piece greater than however many spaces we have left, how do we keep track of that? How about I look up how big a Tetris board is. That would be helpful. Gameplay, colors, scoring, gravity, easy spin. And how big is it? One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So it's 12 wide by, this is not going to be easy, hang on, I have calculations to do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that's not convenient. for 12. No, version 3.12, 12. I want the size of the board. That's not helpful. 12 hours. Keychain game, 8x12. The field dimension of Tetris is perhaps the least deviated among releases, almost always 10 wide by 20 high. Okay. Random Stranger says 10 by 24. Wikipedia says 10 by 20. Size of Tetris board. I misspelled that. Size of Tetris board. The client code may create a taller board such as 10 by 24 to allow extra space at the top for the pieces to fall into play. The standard size is 10 by 20, so you can create a 10 by 24 to give more space. That's an idea. How about we do that? How about we do that? 10 by 24. So it's not going to be here in the spawn. It's going to be in the settle. This will check if check for loss by seeing how tall the board content is by checking the height of the board content. Okay. So we're going to do 10 by 24. And then once something settles, we will see if it's higher than 20. Size is 10 by 20. Extra space giving 10 by 24. Okay. We're gonna spawn a piece. So this will just literally put a piece in the top area, and we don't have to worry about anything. And give me 1 second. Sorry about that. Check for loss. Okay. We spawn a piece. And then in spawn, we have selected a piece. Let's get that matrix rotation thing. And this matrix rotation code is on my GitHub page. Also locally somewhere, which is where I have to find it. See what it's called. Matrix underscore rotation. Matrix underscore rotation dot rotation as MR. Matrix rotation. Okay, and how do I use that? I don't remember. Let's take a look. Okay, just rotate array. Let's do from here import rotate array as RA. Rot R, I don't know. We pass it the array, give it an angle, and say whether we want it, whether it is wider than it is tall. Should rotate into a wide array instead of a tall one. Tall is the default. No effect on square matrices. Okay. Rectangular or diamond. Okay. And this, whether a passed diamond array, no effect on square matrices. Okay. Square meaning a rectangle of some kind, like this, meaning like square line with the grid, not a, diamond. So we don't have to worry about that. We give it an array, and we return a new one. Okay. All right. We pass it the array and an angle. Okay. That's not too hard, and it returns a new one. Okay. We're going to spawn a piece. And then we're going to not modify the original, because we don't want to change the base data sort of stuff, which is good because we're going to do rotate array. The piece and what angle. It's going to be either 90, 180, or 270, or 0. Random dot choice 0, 90, 180, 270. Can I do random dot choice on a tuple? Alright, sorry about that. Random dot choice on a tuple. Yes, we can do that. And it does, yeah, it works. Okay. Random dot choice this. We end the random dot choice around our tuple. And with that, okay. So now we have a rotated piece in some orientation. Okay. We have our rotated piece, and now we have to put it on the board somehow. How do we find the center, more or less? How about we just put it 4 units? No. We're going to find the width equals the length of piece 0 and we have our board width of 10. And if we have a width of 1, we want to say 5. And if we have a width of 4, we want to do 5 minus half of that. Okay. Start equals 5 minus width over 2. Okay. How about we do 10 minus that. So if our piece is 1 unit wide, we'll do 10 minus 1, and then divide by 2 with integer division, and that'll give us 4.5 is the float, and 4 is the integer value. So that'll put it at the 4th column in. And if we have a piece that's, say, 4 units wide, that'll be 10 minus 4 is 6, divided by 2 is 3, and that'll put our piece from 3 to 7. Nicely centered. Okay. What now? What now? We have some good stuff here. Now I think I might need to start drawing squares on the canvas, possibly. I'll need 600 by 400, that's not appropriate. 4 by 8, maybe a little less than 400. 100 by 240 would be like a base, easily understandable size. About 3 times that. What is it, 72? I actually want this to be first width by height. 300 by 720. Okay, that seems fine. 720 is a reasonable height. Maybe. Sure. Okay. Let's see. How about a separator that shows where our line is? Equals self.canvas.draw. Is there a draw line? Let me check fbot. Wait, what? It's got to be there. It is not. Oh, it's create. Right. I knew that. Create line. Okay, and we just give it the points. Create line. We need it. How about I'll do this? Equals 300. Self.height equals 720, and now I don't have magic numbers anymore. I just do self.height and self.width. Probably don't need to save these as instance variables because I'm not doing anything with them anymore. That's okay. Self.canvas.create line. Height times 20 24ths, which is 10 12ths or 5 6ths. So 0, and the height is 1/6 of that, right? Self.height over 6. And that goes to self.width. Height over 6, and that needs to be self.height over 6. Yes, Random Stranger says in chat it's canvas.create for create, line, rectangle, etc. Does this have like a width, fill, dash, etc.? Create line, okay. Width default is 1. Let's say width equals 2. And let's make this a little tidier. Okay. There's our separator line, so people can see where the playing field starts. Start is here. Okay, we got to start drawing stuff. Piece. About we need to say how big our piece size is going to be in pixels. Self dot square width equals self dot width over 10. Let's make that an integer. Thank you. Let's make this also an integer over here, just in case. All right. So we're going to start at the top of this little 10 by 4 field and just start creating things. How do we do that? I'm gonna need a loop of some kind for position in square in enumerate start to start plus width plus 1. No, that's not what I want. That's a range of. Why am I writing a range here? Enumerate the piece. This is going to give us a row for each piece. Start equals width. Okay. No, start equals start. What am I doing? So we're going to enumerate the piece, and that's the rows in the piece that we're going to get. So for each one here, we're going to get an index and one of the rows. And it's going to start our enumeration at whatever start value we have. So it might be anywhere between 3 and 5, I guess. Okay. Let's just start with that. We can correct for off by 1 errors later. Going for half an hour, but I think we'll do a little more, a little bit. For this and that, what's it? Okay. I would like to actually get some sort of thing appearing over here. Self.spawn, self.piece.isActive, set to not self.piece.isActive. Okay, so this will flip our flag. We have to remember to end it at some point in the settle. Self.piece.isActive. I'm just gonna paste that. Okay. So once a piece has settled into its location at the bottom of the playing field, it will no longer be active, and then we will need a new one. Okay. And once it has settled, the next tick will see that and create a new piece. Great. We're going to go through each row. And this is the spawn, so we have to create things. This is possibly going to be, I think, the shape, because that just describes the shape. And now the actual piece itself is going to be an empty list. So the shape just describes what it looks like, kind of mathematically, and the piece is going to be references to the actual child objects on the canvas. And how will we do that? We will have another 2D list, I suppose. Yeah. Think, how am I going to rotate that afterward? It's going to be a little weird. Maybe I should save the shape with it or something. Should I have a self.shapes dictionary or list? Something that holds each object? Maybe another class for this? I don't know yet. That's an interesting question, because I'll want to keep track of the shape of an object that I create so that I can rotate it later. Yeah. I think this will actually be okay. I'm going to want to, so for this I will be creating rectangles, and for the rotate methods I'm going to look at the shape and then use the rotate array function that I imported to rotate the shape of it, and then I will use that to reconfigure all of the created rectangles in the piece. I think I want another class. Shape. Okay. Probably should have some other stuff. Self, shape, and piece. Shape is a 2D array presentation with this piece is references to Canvas child objects. Okay. Also a 2D array with references to Canvas child objects. Okay. Okay. Should that be, what's it? I'm thinking, how should I store the actual piece itself? Do I want this? Because once shapes are settled, they don't really matter as a shape anymore. And I'll have to delete parts of them. I don't... No. No, never mind. I just want to have them kept together as a group while they are the active piece. Self.ActivePiece is this. Create all of those. Then when we rotate, equals the shape and something. We're going to append rectangles to this empty list. Okay, and that'll be another 2D list, I guess? No. It's just going to be a flat one-dimensional list of all of the rectangles that we need without any special arrangement. And we're just going to create them looking at the shape. And we're just going to create a bunch of rectangles, and whenever we want to rotate or move it, we're going to just go through every single one of those little rectangles and reconfigure it to a new correct location. Okay. For this is do I want this? Hang on. Oh, there's someone else in chat. Mirko de Zorzi. I don't know if I pronounced that correctly, but hello. I'm kind of figuring out the basic way that shapes are going to appear. I want to enumerate that, and I need to figure out what I'm going to call my variable names so it doesn't produce a mess later on. For y and row, for x and column, enumerate row, and the start should be no, this is the column. So this starts at 0. This should do that. Okay. We're going to start at 0 for the Y, and then for each column, we're going to start at the start. And Y is the canvas, not the canvas coordinate, the tile coordinate, starting from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. And X is the X coordinate, basically. And row and column are the actual list items, or strings. Okay. So we're going through each item, and so we have the X, the Y, and the row and the column. Okay. I don't think we'll refer to row inside here, but the column is going to be a particular string which is either empty or has an asterisk. If column so if there's a square we have to draw, we are going to do self.ActivePiece 1.append something like this. No, I don't know. We're going to append self.canvas.create rectangle, and the dimensions are going to be self.square width square width times X and then self.square width plus 1 times X. No, it's the X coordinate, and then we need the Y coordinate for that. Dot square width times Y. So that's the top left X and Y coordinate, and then we need the bottom right. So it's self.square width times X plus a square width and plus a square width. Self.square width, I'm just going to copy this. And it's this plus 1 times X and Y, okay. Is that it? Seems like it. Seems okay for now. So all this does is spawn a shape and call it the active piece. Equals this. Okay. Alright. I kind of want to test that. Let's say don't do any more ticks. Let me turn on this. Tetris.py pi. Yeah, run it. I don't know. Oh yeah, I moved it. Yeah. There we go. No module named. Oh, I didn't put it in the thing. That's not visible from that level. Let's just copy it into that directory. Can I get it from another level? I don't know. How do I Python import from another directory? Is that a thing that I can do? By default, you can't. Add it to the Python path at runtime. No, I will simply copy and paste it in. Matrix rotation. Okay. That's kind of ugly, but I mean, whatever. Should I just add it to the path at runtime? No, it's gonna pollute the code with by .import. Is that a... no, I don't think that's... I don't know if that's a thing. .import. I don't think so. Because import is just a statement that refers to the built-in function underscore underscore import underscore underscore. So, let's just do that. And I will simply not add it to the repo. And we'll say it has another dependency. I don't know. But let's try this again. Nothing else happens. And it's not showing up in the thing. Yes, it is. Here we are. So here's our separator. Right over there. So that's great. Why does nothing else happen? I don't know. I thought something like this would get executed. .parent.after the tick rate, do a tick. If piece dot is active, it is not. Spawn and set it to true. Spawn does this and this and this. Let's see if spawn is called. Let's try that again. No, it is not called. Okay, now we know. We have a tick. Is it calling tick? Yeah, it's saying to do that. Print tick. Print active. Okay, let's try that again. It called a tick and then said, oh, I have to do if it's not active. Duh. If there's already a piece on the board, spawn a piece on the board. That doesn't make sense. If it's not active, there we go. That'll actually do a thing. Okay. That's weird. But okay. What have I done? Create rectangle. I just got a couple little marks over here. I have no idea what that is. That's odd. Self.square width times x. Self.square width times y. And this is one more than the width? No. Times x. Oh, it's not this. This is wrong. Times x plus 1. X isn't a pixel amount, it's square width that's the pixel amount. Alright. Let's close that and try it again. Look at that! Oh my god! Oh my god! People, look! Oh my god! It's a thing. Is my point. It drew a shape like I wanted it to draw. Mirko says in chat to import, try sys.path.insert 0 and then path for the folder and then import it. I don't know. One moment. Sorry about that. I have a chronic post-nasal drip, having fluid in my throat. Anyway, I can either copy the module I'm using into here, or I can put I can insert it into the path. So I don't know which one is better to do. You can't, when importing a file, only searches the current directory, the directory that the entry point script is running from, and sys.path. You can insert it into the path. In general, you should be using packages, etc. From something dot something dot something. Can I do that? Folder has to contain an init.py. I just want to import it from a different folder. Basically, you need a package that you create with init. Is the most correct, so maybe I'll do that. Simply create a package. It's not hard. Just, you know, do it right. I don't know what I'll do about that. But for now, that's what I'm doing. So, point is, it drew a Tetris shape. Let's close it and run it again and see what happens. A different Tetris shape. That's neat, and it's actually a Tetris shape. So, that's very cool. Let's do Should I change the look? Not yet, I think. I don't know if that's strictly necessary for now. We'll add colors and outlines and fill, etc. at a later time, but for the moment, we have it doing this, and it's doing stuff. And there's another shape, and there's another shape. This is Tetris. This is Sparta Tetris. Anyway, so that's pretty cool for now, and I think that will be today's stream, and we will have more later. I don't know if tomorrow, maybe the day after, but probably a game of some kind. Random Stranger says, "Yay! Yay indeed! When it draws the thing that you wanted it to draw, it's pretty good." At first it didn't, because, you know, I was mixing up my width and pixel things of like so many squares versus so many pixels. So when I was only adding 1 to the pixel count, wasn't correct. Wasn't correct at all. But this drew a piece, and then I have to Random Stranger says source code. Yes, I have a GitHub repository of it already, and I will push this to the repo after the stream, and then you will be able to see a thing being created. You will need the matrix rotations code as well, and that is also on GitHub, and I will link to both in the description. So yeah, progress. We didn't do a whole bunch of stuff, but we did some planning. And that planning is largely this stuff. Maybe our settle method can just get self.activepiece.pop, and for everything in, it'll just be a loop for square in self.activepiece.pop. Do something, or I'll just have that extend the total piece like the current board. All of the settled pieces could be a list, and I could just say self.settledPiecesList.extend self.activepiece.pop. And that'll just take out this list from here and put it in the settled pieces list. So, thank you all for watching. Thank you for joining me in chat, Random Stranger and Mirko DeZorzi. And I will see you next time. Have a good one.